Hey guys, this is Pittsburgh Active and my name is Dom. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be talking about the Kona Process 153 CR DL. Let's get at it. This bike immediately feels so comfortable in the air, and the rear suspension has a really nice supportive feeling. Man, I've been on this for like 10 minutes and it's already feeling great. That's a good sign. Let's do some droppy. God, this bike just doesn't I feel like there's nothing in this skill park so far. Well, the rear suspension is just really supportive. I'm curious what it's gonna feel like at Dr. J's. This is great. It's just a really nice planted feeling bike, and it still launches you in the air, which is great. I really like this bike so far. There are bikes out there that once you ride it, it just immediately puts a smile on your face, and this Kona definitely does. How does the rear suspension hook up to rockier parts, especially when you're climbing? Whatever Kona did to this bike, mad scientists over there, this thing has excellent traction. And it doesn't get hung up on those edges. Okay, when you're standing and pedaling, handles pretty well. Is it the best accelerating bike? No. But is it all right for what it is? Absolutely. This bike just has a real nice feeling of being planted. So yeah, let's get some rocky. See how it does. Oh man, God, this thing is awesome. Jesus, in control, man. Super planted in the rocky stuff. Man, I like this bike a lot. Very supportive. Okay, flattish. Awesome. Awesome. God. Okay, another rock section. This is where it's supposed to shine. It's really good in the rocks, man. Very fun bike, and really I owe that to Ashley from Flat Tire Bike Store here in Pittsburgh. I was the first person that she let me borrow this bike and demo it. I'm really happy to see what she's doing in that bike store. You know, I'm riding on a Kona. This is a brand that I've been looking at for such a long time, since the Process 153 came out a few years back. And that bike was on the short list between my SB6, a Bronson, and I ended up with an SB6, but I didn't have access to a Kona back then. And I'm just really happy that Ashley and Flat Tire made that possible for all of us Pittsburgh folks that love mountain biking and gnarly awesome bikes. So thank you again, Ashley, for letting me ride this thing. This is the first year that Kona made the carbon 153 process. It's got a really beefy linkage, and it's probably the beefiest rear linkage I have seen. And I say that about Santa Cruz, I say that about Ibis, and even Pivot. That rocker, I think, is carbon, and it's just so beefy. The seat stays are carbon, and the chain stay is alloy. I guess you could call it a, for the most part, carbon frame, but it definitely has some heft to it when you lift it with your hand. When it's pedaling like this, you don't feel the weight at all. The seat angle, I think it has to be pretty steep, because I really feel like the geometry is really nice actually climbing. The suspension is taken care of by RockShox. We got 160 up front, 150 in the rear. I believe it is a Super Deluxe in the rear and a Lyric in the front, which is good because I haven't ridden any of these shocks, and they definitely lend themselves well to this bike. It does have a RockShox reverb seat post, which is, I mean, it's fine in itself, I guess. I've had some issues before with the reverb, but I think they fixed it. I just don't like this button thing. I prefer the lever.
I thought about it. It might be the next one.
This one, the Kona?
Yeah.
Dude, I've ridden a good amount of bikes.
Yeah.
It's a good bike. It's a really nice bike. Man, that Dr. J's run was so fun. I'm gonna have to do it again. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. First drop. No problems. Very confident, inspiring. The geometry is just right. Easy. Easy. Okay, the standing pedaling is pretty good actually. Really good. Man. Okay, so that was easy, but I think the bike actually prefers you to ride that shit faster. So something just to note. Okay, a little tabletop. This bike eats that shit up. I cannot wait to bring this to a bike park. Thank you.
They ride the odd ones because they're odd.
I am. Thank you. So this is the only shitty thing about Seven Springs. There is no lift for your bike. Seven Springs, I know it's probably not the best thing for you guys to hear, but you guys are a Pittsburgh city downhill destination, man. You guys should at least invest in some kind of lift that allows mountain bikers to just ride up safely. See where we go. There's the truck. There's the trail. All right. Got some whoops. Let's jump. Okay, landed that flat, but the bike handled it perfectly. Very nice. Very nice. Going through some trees. Okay, so they definitely did some work on this trail. Good job, Seven Springs. This trail's looking nice. Okay, took a little bit of line off because a little bit distracted because there is a person right in front of me. So I'm gonna have to let this guy go a little bit, because guys, whatever you do, do not stop in the middle of the trail. Burmy. So this bike is extremely good. Okay, hold on. Thank you. Only thing about bike parks, guys, is you just gotta be careful. There's a lot of inexperienced riders. But it's all good because they're getting interested in the sport, you know? And it's always good for everyone. So this bike is handling this like a boss. Definitely a flow trail, but so far, those bigger hits, bigger impact hits, handling it super well. Okay, got ourselves a rock drop here. Okay, so this is where this bike shines. Kind of that loose, real sketchy shit. So we got rock, we got steep, we got roots, and this bike does just fine. So I obviously loved the bike. I rode a size medium on 5'6", 5'7". That thing fit perfect. It was confidence inspiring, and definitely the steeper chutes and everything. It was a bike that made me feel confident, and that over anything sometimes can get you through it. Now, I do say sometimes because I actually ended up wiping on this bike, and well, why am I telling you that? I wipe on a lot of bikes, but I'm bringing it up specifically for this one because though I did mention there's a certain weight to the bike that is not, I mean, it's definitely not the lightest bike, okay? It's definitely not. But knowing the brand like Kona and looking at how this bike was constructed, just looking at it, it just feels like a bike that Kona built to be mercilessly just ridden. It's for someone that really just picks the craziest, rockiest, gnarliest lines and does it on a regular at lightning speed. So I am not that person. It definitely gave me a confidence ticket through all of those. Now let's talk about the heft. You do feel the weight of the bike through more of what you would normally have in single track, where those undulating and meandering type of trails. But if you're looking at a say a fire road climb, when you're just kind of spinning, the bike really does hide its weight fairly well. It's not the lightest bike out there, definitely not. It doesn't have that feeling that once you kind of press on that power, it kind of shoots you forward. This bike is not really built for that, okay? This is a bike that you kind of spin uphill to just get you up there, and then it will pay you in dividends really on your way down. So keep that in mind if you're looking at this bike. It's a really, really great bike, but it's just not probably the best climbing bike out there, okay? Now, did I love it? Obviously. I mean, I'm still smiling thinking about this bike, and I can't wait to be able to ride the 29er version of this bike. Thank you again, Ashley from Flat Tire Bike Store here in Pittsburgh, for letting me demo this bike. It was really great to work with you, and I really respect what you did, bringing this brand to Pittsburgh in this way that we've never had before. So, for those of you guys that are viewing this video, if you guys are interested in riding a Kona, I suggest getting in touch with Ashley at Flat Tire Bike Store. Thanks a lot. I'll see you guys later.